Hi, this is Davida Satfire with the League of Geeks, and I'm here today at IndieK with Caylee Ann Cosplays. We're going to be interviewing her about her costumes and what inspires her. What inspires you? What inspired you to get into cosplay?
Growing up as a kid, I always loved Halloween, and I loved dressing up and getting to be different characters. I loved 101 Dalmatians when I was little, so I always wanted to be like one of the Dalmatians or something like that. And it wasn't until after high school that I was like, oh, I can go to cons now. Like I was kind of like that embarrassed kind of closet cosplayer where I was like, I'll just take whatever's in my closet and go with it. But then I got to the point where it's just like, this is a fun hobby, I like it, so I'll go big or go home with it. So that's kind of what inspired me and started to get me to do it. Yeah.
How many cosplays have you done, and what was your first costume?
Gosh, I've done probably, I don't do too many, I do maybe about like 1 or 2 a year, so I've done close to maybe 10 now, probably around 7. But my first cosplay that I ever did was a Pokemon trainer. Yes, it was a Pokemon trainer. That's what I was thinking all the way back. I had like where you're going through the game, regular Pokemon game, and then a trainer sees you and the little exclamation point pops up. So I had a little hat with an exclamation point and would go around with my Pikachu, and everyone avoided me because they were like, oh no, it's a Pokemon trainer, and they like tried to look away. And so I actually brought that with me this year. So we'll see if I pull it out by the end of today, but yeah.
How do you pick your characters? Like, what makes you want to do the character?
Usually, I'm not like super into animes, so I come here, I love like kind of the NDK scene, but usually for anything from Disney, like favorite Disney princesses or something, I love doing that. It's a game that I play, like League of Legends. I love maining as Jinx. Jinx is my favorite character to play as, so I figured, hey, have to do a Jinx cosplay, so that's how I made Firecracker Jinx.
So, do you live in Colorado? Are you originally from Colorado?
Yeah.
Or are you
I'm originally from California. I grew up in Orange County, and I moved out here just for various reasons within my family. But I've been out here for about 7 years now, and I love it. I love Colorado. I love the cons at Colorado. I mean, they're awesome. NDK is obviously my favorite. I come here every single year.
Have you gone to any other ones like Comic-Con, Starfest?
Yeah, I've done Starfest once. It's always, something always pops up during Starfest, so I haven't always been able to make it. I love Comic-Con. I love going to that. I went to Anime Fest, the new one that just popped up, I think back in February. That one was a lot of fun. NDK though, I always come back to this one for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, this con's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite costume that you have seen like today or this weekend?
Oh gosh. I've seen a lot of creative cosplays. I think it's more seeing like, I've seen a couple different Disney cosplays that you don't normally see, or like Anastasia isn't necessarily Disney, but I've seen a lot of Anastasia cosplays, and that was like the first Halloween costume that kind of got me, that I made into cosplaying. So I look back and it's like really nostalgic for me. So I love seeing when people dress up as Anastasia. That's always fun.
What do you do for a living? Do you do cosplay for a living?
Oh, no, I wish. That'd be a lot of fun. I do 2 jobs. I work for a screen printing business, a small little Etsy website, so I ship out t-shirts and everything that they make. Then I also work, I'm a children's ministry program coordinator for a church. So totally like opposite thing than a convention, but love hanging out with kids and all that. So it kind of had that energy kind of unfolds into here as well, so keeps me going.
Do you have a cosplay that inspires you?
I have to say there's a lot that I know of. I really like Jessica Negri just because of how well she makes her stuff. Like the craftsmanship is awesome and how quickly she can do it. There's no way I could never do it as like crazy, like kind of scandalous as she does, but I mean, she does a great job at it. She can pull it off. She's awesome at it, but that's probably the first one that comes to mind when I think.
What does your family think about your cosplay?
My dad, actually, he's the one that kind of inspired me. He would go big with costumes for Halloween. He one year dressed up as a soda dispenser and actually dispensed soda when you push the buttons and everything. Like, he legit made all these crazy cool costumes, and that kind of inspired me to be like, oh, I can do this. So like even like with making fish bones here, my dad's like, oh, let's try this and that and that. And my dad's the nerdy one of the family. The rest of my family is like, oh, that's a little weird.
It's kind of like awesome to him.
Yeah, it's cool to him, and like
So
he
you
enjoys
made
it.
this?
Yes, I made this.
Was it hard? How did you make it?
It was tricky, not so much in making it, but designing it and how I was going to make it. It took me 2 months to make. Let me pull it up here. So this part was made out of PVC pipe. That's what I started as the base. Then all these parts are EVA foam, and then like cardboard that I paper mache'd and Mod Podged. This is at the base. It's cardboard that I used expanding foam on, and then I just carved it to look like the shape of fish bones. And then a lot of Mod Podge, paper mache, blood, sweat, and tears, and kind of hating my life. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Oh, thank you.
It's like, that's talented. I can never do that.
This was my first big major prop that I've ever made. And so it definitely took a while and was a lot of patience, and a lot of patience for my family too, because I had like there's craft foam because I was just hand carving it, so foam was everywhere. It was ridiculous.
Like, well, I was on like school fashion design, so when you're like cutting this patterns and stuff, everything's messed up everywhere, and like you leave with your mom, she's like, clean it up.
Yeah, my family's been very gracious about that, where they've put up with all the messes that I made. Yeah.
So how many hours did it take you to make that?
Oh gosh. So it was 2 months. I maybe spent 2 to 3 hours. At least for the last month of it, it was about 2 or 3 hours every day. So probably a good maybe 100 hours have been put into this. It was just a lot of planning. I'd have to wait for the weather to be nice to spray paint it. And I'd have to spray paint it in sections. So I could only spray paint like this part one day, and I'd have to let that dry and then go back and second coat and stuff like that. So it was really tedious. And then a lot of it had to be hand painted. All the red was hand painted onto it. A lot of the white I had to hand paint over as well. A lot of the shading was all hand painted, so it was a tedious process, but I'm happy with how it turned out. I really am.
Awesome. I love the way you put the lights in there.
Yeah, that was later on. Last year, I finished this for last NDK, and I didn't have the lights, but I decided I really wanted lights in it, and so I was just like, I want to make it cool and exciting, so this year I decided I'll figure out how to put lights in it, and that took me probably about another week to figure out how to do that.
So what other cosplays do you think you'll be doing in the future?
I have in the works currently a female Kylo Ren from Star Wars. And I have almost all the parts. I just need the mask and I'm finished making the cloak. I got engaged this year, and so that's been kind of, thank you. That's kind of been stopping me from making a lot of stuff. So, but I do eventually, with my fiance, want to plan a Kindred cosplay from League of Legends, which has Lamb and Wolf. And so I'll do Lamb, which is like almost an entire fursuit kind of costume. And then Wolf will be like a giant kind of dragon puppet, but more of a wolf. And so he'll be like kind of in that whole mechanism. So that's going to be a huge process, but yeah.
That's probably like the most awesome thing to have a fiance who loves cosplay.
Oh yeah, and he's not super into it. Like he's a nerd. He's a total Star Wars nerd. It's hilarious. But I'm slowly getting him into cosplay. I have a Rapunzel costume, and last Halloween I made him a Flynn Rider costume. So we were going to bring that, but my Rapunzel doesn't quite fit anymore, so I'm kind of bummed about that, but I'll have to just make another dress.
Hopefully you enjoyed this interview, and thank you so much for interviewing
Oh, of course, totally, yeah. Thank you guys.